I know you're wondering about my shirt, whether I stole Ruto's shirt. No, it is him who borrows the shirt from me. He even borrows my black coat. Raila said that when the new year comes, he is going to give his followers directions on what to do. He even hinted that it has to do with redefining the BBI. It is going to come up with constituent assemblies, and it will continue that way until a new constitution is started. Hey, by the way, I forgot. Happy New Year. Today is the New Year's Day. Bonne année tout le monde, as the French say. Now, I support Raila on this when he says we should relook at the 2010 constitution. Automatically we should relook at it, and then that is 12 and a half years now. We relook at it, and then again when it is 50 years, they relook at it. Meaning, should there be nothing in the middle of those years? I mean, with 12 and a half, there should be an automatic relook. 50 years, there should be an automatic relook. But hapa katikati, should there be a reason to relook at it, then should do that. But in case there is no reason, then 12 and a half and 50 years, there should be an automatic relook at it. We know of many reasons why we are having that, but let me pinpoint just one. Look at two kids both staying in Riruta satellite. Both were born in Bagathi hospital, but one is from, let's say, Dagoretti South, and the other one is from Wajir South. Both went to the same school, Riruta Satellite Primary School, but since one's father or the parents are registered as voters in Wajir South, where this boy has not even gone to, or this child has never been to, you take the child to get, he or she gets scholarship, bursary, 40,000, way above the government fees of 35,000. So they take this 5,000. There is a case where a policeman attacked and knifed a school bazaar because he took there a check of 40,000 and the school fees is 35. So he was talking to the bazaar to have him be given the 5,000, and it led into the bazaar being assaulted by this police officer. That is 5,000 shillings, way above the school fees. And on the other hand, his classmate at Riruta Satellite Primary School is getting 5,000 in total. And then there is this discrimination, because if the child's parents did not register as voters, so the child is being discriminated not because of what he or she did wrong, but because of what the parent or guardian did wrong. I think we should relook into that. We should go back to my time when bursaries used to be sent to the schools directly, and the members of, that is only me. We have so many things that they need to change. But Raila should have brings up a good idea or not. People will look at it as from the political view. What am I saying? If Raila can convince people beyond reasonable doubt that he wants a new constitution and he will not appear on a ballot paper, I can assure you that thing will pass very early in the morning. But those who will be against it because he has previously used referendums as a springboard to political candidature. 2005, he used the 2005 referendum to shoot up in the 2007 elections. In the 2010 constitution, he used it to try and get the president in 2013. So a very big portion of people who opposed BBI, although BBI had a lot of, you see, the Electoral Commission is independent and it deals with boundaries, but you snatch the boundaries without changing the section. Again, you bring an ombudsman to be in the judiciary, and you expect the judiciary to side with you when passing judgments. If you think people are foolish, then it is you who is foolish. But a good number of people who voted against BBI did so because they had this belief that he usually uses referendums as springboard too. So very few people will even want to listen to what he wants to do as a springboard to then the 2027 general election. But suppose, because there is nowhere, actually, people don't know. The Constitution says that you have to be over 35. And this thing of 35 was placed there deliberately to block tomboya. You will, if you check one of my former tapes, I have recorded that. So in Kenya's constitution, there is only the lower limit where they say you cannot be the president if you are 34 and below. But even if you're 120, you can still be there. So the next part, let us look at Raila's way of reasoning in these elections. One thing, Raila and his people and his core supporters do believe in this celebrating early celebration, early confidence. I want to say this, and more used to say that when a young man wants to marry a young woman, he does not show his picture until the marriage is over. I mean, and until they are already married. But you find with Raila's people, there is this Guinea Wasekao. We have already taken this thing. There was even recently when Junet Mohammed was saying, hii kitu imeenda. And then if you look at it also from this side. Have you talked to Raila's supporters 10 days to election? They're chest thumping. They're telling, I remember Junet even telling that this government is going to have the ministers Luo, the Kikuyus will come kneeling. That has really cost them. It has even cost them to an extent. Let me give an example. You know, their political leaning, if you compare it to the Kikuyus, Thuraku, the Luos come, sorry to use tribalism, but it is true. The Luos believe they have already taken it. So why go and vote? But the Kikuyus would want to make each and every vote that we have lost. and let us lose while fighting. That is the principle of the RAC. Look at the way those who escorted Raila did. 3,000 people escorted him slowly up to the gate of the polling station. He got out, and as per Electoral Commission method, a candidate is allowed to vote quickly. If the candidate lines up for half an hour, he will campaign on the queue and use social media so that he can go and check the polling stations. So Raila comes, is mobbed with so many people singing. They already know that he's going to they reach the gate, they stop. He goes there, votes. Then when he comes back to the pollings and into the gate, he finds them waiting. They cheer him, and on a slow pace they go out. Some were even asked by journalists, have you voted? They said, kama baba amepiga kura, sisi tumepiga kura. The other thing that makes Raila lose elections is that he does not retain his, he takes so much interest in gaining one more candidate, one more supporter, that he assumes those people who were his people previously, both voters and election officials, will forever be his supporters. Let me take two or three examples. Let's take Mombasa. 2013, all elected leaders, be they MCS, MPs, women rep, senator, governor, everybody was an ODM person. There was even a constitutional crisis because they were asking themselves who would be the leader of the minority. Because if any party would have had even 3 MCS, they would have produced leader of minority. But all of them were ODM. Now look at how ODM performed in 2017. 2017, Jichopevu came in as an independent. So from 100% turnout in Mombasa in 2013, 2017 it was around 80. 2022, it went up to 75 or even 60. He does not ask himself why that thing is going down. He assumes that since Mombasa was 100% in 2013, it is still at 100%. If look at Bungoma, I'm avoiding using the word stupid. Look at the way Moses Masika Wetangula was kicked out from being the leader of the minority in the Senate. And he said that the divorce will be messy, and they laughed at him. Who was placed there? Orengo. Now, Raila got 66% in 66% in NASA time in Bungoma. 2022, he got 33%. On top of him having kicked out Wetangula as the leader of minority in the Senate, here he is again. 10 days to election, he goes to Bungoma and says he was with kina Masinde Muliro, kina Wamalwa Kijana, and he told the Bukusus, why I don't, that you should look at that tape where he says, shame on you. That is on the voters. Once he has won a voter, he doesn't care about that voter. Let us go to the second instance. The second instance is the case where agents were not paid. He has gone to public and said agents should not even be there in the first place. that, and he's right, that he's saying that agents should not be paid because the government uses a lot of money on the electoral commission. And then he does not want agents to be paid, but he wants the voters to stay around the polling station and even cause. I'm trying to tell you that Raila ni mali ngumu. So when Uhuru used public money to give to Azimio so that agents be paid, why were they not paid? The other issue here is, if you look at the original ECK, half of the commissioners were lawyers. We had Mwadhani Mbaka, a former magistrate. We had Gabriel Mukere, a lawyer even up to today. We had Justice Chesoni, a judge. We had Samuel Kivyutu, a lawyer. Half of them were lawyers. Look at the IEBC, which is now departing. As of today, six are going on retirement. No, 3 are going on retirement. 3 have resigned. So 1 is still undergoing the inquiry. Why don't we have half of them lawyers? Why don't we have people with a master's degree in ICT, so that they look at what is, each commission is headed by that. We need not less than 3 commissioners who are lawyers. The chair should be a lawyer, fit to be a judge. The vice should be a lawyer, fit to be a judge. And one more, because we have even a committee of legal whatever. We don't do that. Raila believes in political parties appointing, but Raila believes in a political party appointing commissioners. It happened in the IPPG. But I remember when the IPPG commissioners came, the first thing Chesoni told them is that, yes, you are brought here by your by your political parties. But once you swear in, you are not politically aligned to any political party. I did want to have each and every, we should have electoral colleges such that Law Society of Kenya appoints maybe 2 people. The CPAK, Certified Public Accounts Committee of Kenya, such things, and then the computer, whatever, they also appoint. So that these people, they are loyal to their professional callings and the work they are going to do. Raila has always believed in having his people there. And if you can remember Oswago, he planted Oswago there. He knows what will happen. He planted there Isaac as the chairman. You know what happened there. Even Chebukati used to work for Raila before he became there. You know, you place there, people there, then, as I've said, you assume that they'll be forever, you have that entitlement. Don't you think that they can be bought? Don't you think they can do anything? Just because you assisted once in their life, it does not mean that they'll be your slaves forever. But sincerely, Raila should just declare that he is not going to be there in politics forever, so that he becomes the father of the new constitution. A lot of people fought for independence, but Jomo Kenyatta was taken to be the father of independence. Many people fought for the second liberation, Matiba, Rubia, everybody. But Jaramogi was taken to be the father of the second liberation. Raila, please, do all you can so that you are seen to be the father of the new constitution. No more, no less.